for Carly Lord on her left. Sensational goal.
Gonna go. Keeper's out. That's empty. LaRue. U.S. leads.
It's offside. It's Raquel. Stopped again by Solo. Womack. Goal number 159. It's the international scoring record. And the U.S. begins this journey to the 2015 World Cup.
One year from now, 16 teams are going to be preparing for the round of 16 in the 2015 Women's World Cup in Canada. Tonight, we get to see two of the favorites for that tournament as the United States, #1 in the world, hosts #4 France at Rentschler Field in East Hartford, Connecticut. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Yardley, glad to be with you here on USsoccer.com. Glad to continue an exciting week of American soccer, of course, coming off of that dramatic win over Ghana that has everybody talking and ready for Sunday's men's matchup against Portugal. We have the women, and what a friendly matchup it is. You couldn't ask for a better friendly opponent than France. They've been to the semifinals of the last two world tournaments, the 2011 Women's World Cup and the 2012 Olympics. Knocked out in the quarterfinals of Euro 2013, but only on penalty kicks. They were unbeaten in that tournament. And France is a team now being talked about #4 in the world behind the US, Germany, and Japan as one of the world's elites, but they haven't learned how to beat the elite teams. They have never beaten the United States. They're going to give it a go tonight. On the American side, of course, game #2 in the Jill Ellis era. What will we see tonight, and what developments as this team continues to build? World Cup qualifying coming up for the United States in October, but the serious focus is on next summer and Canada and being prepared then. If this is game 2, of course you may ask, game #1 was Saturday with the US playing France, the first of 2 games in this series, second game of a 3-game trip to this hemisphere. And the US won 1-0 on Saturday down in Tampa on a Sydney LaRue goal. Hope Solo shut out number 71 to tie Brianna Scurry's US record. She's got a personal commitment unavailable for the US tonight. We're gonna have to see Hope Solo break the US shutout record later this fall. Teams coming out here at Rentschler Field, they are familiar to each other, of course, meeting both in the Women's World Cup in that semifinal won by the US 3-1 3 years ago, and in the group stage in Glasgow in the Olympics 2 years ago, as the US rallied from an early 2-0 deficit to win that one 4-2. So Saturday aside, there have been goals between these teams in the past, and we may get a look at some tonight. France has been scoring goals for fun almost in European qualifying, 7-0 in a 10-game qualifying schedule with 45 goals scored and only 2 against. They are not officially in to next summer's World Cup, but they are close to it. And they will try to wrap that up against Hungary and 2 games against Finland later this fall. More on that later as we look at tonight's starting lineups. And we start on the French side. Philippe Bergerot is the coach, took over last fall for Bruno Bini, and he was actually unbeaten with the French until the US win on Saturday. Sarah Bouhadi will start in goal for France. The back 4 will see Julie Soyer and Jessica Ouara man the outside backs, Laura Georges and Wendy Renard the center backs. Renard, 6'1", watch for her on set pieces. She was suspended on Saturday after she got a red card in the scoreless tie against Brazil a week and a half ago, but Renard back in there, the France captain at just 23 years old. The 2 defensive midfielders will be Amandine Henry and Elise Boussaglia. The attacking midfielders will see Elodie Tomis wide on the right, Louisa Nassib wide on the left, former World Player of the Year candidate, and the forwards, yet to be seen exactly how they'll line up, but the forwards, Gaëtan Tinet and Eugénie Le Sommet. More on the French formation as we go. For the United States, again, game 2 in the Jill Ellis era. And again, it'll be a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, depending on how you want to term it. And we told you that Hope Solo unavailable tonight for family commitments. And so the start in goal goes to Ashlyn Harris. She's only making her 3rd career start and her 1st in the US. The others both came in Europe. 28-year-old in her 5th year out of Florida. The back 4 will see Ali Krieger at right back, Whitney Engen and Becky Sauerbrunn the center backs, and Megan Klingenberg gets a start at left back. The holding midfielders will be Allie Long and the captain for tonight's game, Carly Lloyd. The attacking midfielders, Heather O'Reilly wide on the right, Lauren Holliday in the middle, and Kristen Press wide on the left. Sydney LaRue up front for the U.S. She leads the team with 7 goals in the calendar year, including, of course, the game winner on Saturday. So again, 4-3-3 for the U.S. Long, Lloyd, and Holliday in the middle. O'Reilly and Press wide of Sydney LaRue on the forward line. The U.S. #1 in the world, France #4 in the world. And France, of course, was denied hearing its national anthem at the World Cup opener against Honduras. No such problems in the U.S. We will hear La Marseillaise for the French here in Hartford. Marseillaise, of course, followed by the Star-Spangled Banner as we are getting ready to kick off here in Hartford. You couldn't ask for a better night for soccer. Temperature about 75 degrees. Some wind up here, mostly dying down on the field. The sun could be trouble for the goalkeeper, who winds up at the east end of the field off to our right, but that will soon go down and not be a problem by late in the first half. As the U.S. and France get set to square off in this one. The French lineup, we gave you the 11 players. They've got 14 on the bench. Everybody's here. 6 subs allowed in this friendly. And of the 11 starters, 7 play for Lyon, the top team in France, which went 21-1 to win its 8th consecutive league title this year. The rest of the players come from the other 3 top clubs in France. That's Paris Saint-Germain, who finished 2nd, Montpellier, who was 3rd, Juvisy, who was 4th. 1 player on the bench plays outside of France for Anderlecht in Belgium. On the U.S. side, NWSL players across the board. 2 from Washington, 2 from Houston, 2 from Kansas City in the U.S. starting lineup. Jill Ellis has named 7 players to her bench, so the 6 subs will come from those 7. Nicole Barnhart, the backup goalkeeper tonight. Christy Rampone, Kelly O'Hara, the defenders. Morgan Bryan, Tobin Heath, the midfielders. Alex Morgan, Amy Rodriguez, the forwards. That's who is available for the U.S. tonight. The Americans without Abby Wambach, still coming back from that LCL injury. Shannon Box was in camp following maternity leave, but still working her way back into shape, is not with the team tonight. We told you Hope Solo unavailable, and Megan Rapinoe out with a foot injury. And again, we mentioned Alex Morgan still coming back from that stress reaction in her ankle, is available off the bench. She came on Saturday to get her first minutes with the national team of 2014. There are the French. Again, they began this trip in French Guiana, playing a friendly in Cayenne, where they were the home team against Brazil, which of course had a much shorter journey to get there. Scoreless tie, and this woman, Wendy Renard, was sent off. She's their captain. She's back available tonight. On the U.S. side, a look at Heather O'Reilly, one of the most experienced players in this U.S. lineup. And there's Sarah Boadi, familiar to American fans from that 2012 Olympic game. And at the other end, Ashlyn Harris has had so many injuries over the years, didn't get to make her first appearance for the U.S. senior team until last March in the Algarve Cup. She gets start number 3, but her first on American soil tonight, so a special night for Ashlyn Harris. Tine and Le Sommer stand over the ball as we get ready for this one. Away we go in East Hartford. France, Les Bleus in white jerseys, navy blue shorts, and white socks, attacking right to left, east to west, off in the general vicinity of the Connecticut River, which separates Hartford from East Hartford, where we are. The U.S. in all red with blue and white trim, going left to right, west to east, attacking toward East Hartford High School, somewhere off to our right. Jessica Ouara, the left back, to throw in for France in the early going. There's Le Sommer with an early touch. The top 5 in France in goals scored this year. Louisa Nassib going long. The offside flag is up, and it'll be a free kick to the U.S. Mixed officiating crew. Quetzali Alvarado, the head referee from Mexico. The linesman Felicia Mariscal, who is American, and Maite Chavez from Mexico. And Kristen Salazar, the 4th official, also from the U.S. Here's a first touch for Ashlyn Harris. The U.S., again, in what is listed as a 4-3-3, often plays like a 4-2-3-1. It's all really semantics. The key figures, though, again, Long and Carly Lloyd at the bottom of a central midfield triangle. Lauren Holiday in front of them. But Jill Ellis still expects to find ways to get Carly Lloyd, who she called maybe the most dangerous player in the world, 25 yards and in front of goal. So it'll be a very fluid, shifting triangle throughout the night. There's Whitney Engen going forward. This is Lloyd. Holiday's forced backward by Amandine Henry, and Elise Busaglia, her central midfield partner, tries to play it through. Engen will collect at the back for the United States. This is Ali Krieger playing through a bit of a thigh bruise to play in this one. Henry stepping up for France, her shot blocked by Engen. Kristen Press's first touch. She'll join the Chicago Red Stars, having finished her time in Sweden. Sydney Leroux one-on-one with Laura George. And George, former Boston College player, knocks it out for the game's first corner kick. Just underway on a beautiful night in Connecticut. U.S. playing here for the 5th time. They're 3-0-1 at Rentschler Field. It'll be Holiday to deliver the corner. Looking for Lloyd, and Boadi was out, and the header goes wide of the target. Here's a look at Carly Lloyd. 4 goals, 4 assists. The 4 assists lead the team this year. And tonight she is tying Brianna Scurry for 13th on the U.S. all-time cap list. This is appearance number 173 for the New Jersey native. Again, 13th in U.S. history. Boadi goes forward in the direction of the right back, Soyer. Couldn't control it. The U.S. has it with press. Now Becky Sauerbrunn. And Whitney Engen. Klingenberg tries to go long for the U.S. It's going to run out for a goal kick. Lauren Holiday, last year's MVP in the NWSL, and off to a good start this year as well. 5 goals, 3 assists so far for Kansas City, which is in second place. NWSL has been in action through this training camp for the U.S., so they've had to do without these players, but these players will head back, and several of them will restart this weekend. 2 games Saturday and 2 games Sunday. Of course, also a game tonight in Boston between the Breakers and the Seattle Reign. O'Reilly pressuring Renard, wins it for the U.S. Wanted to play it in early, and the 6'1" Renard, rangy, was able to get in the way of that, but now she gives it right back to the U.S. Krieger and Le Sommer battle, and the U.S. will restart in midfield. Here's Ali Long. He's looking for Lloyd. Laura Georges got there for France. And Sauerbrunn will settle things down at the back. Jill Ellis called the first game between these teams on Saturday, again a 1-0 U.S. win, a waltz. She felt like both teams were so intent on keeping their shape and being patient and trying to draw the other team out that in the end they just kind of danced around each other. There were only maybe a handful, maybe 5 dangerous scoring chances in the game. Sydney Leroux took hers for the U.S., and Hope Solo made a big stop on Elodie Tomis for France among them. And that helped the U.S. get the 1-0 win. And that shape and that patience was what Jill Ellis wanted to see. Tonight, she wants to see that continued, wants to add to it. Wants the U.S. to be a little more aggressive when they see a player out of position or see an opportunity to go forward and play more vertically, as she put it, more direct. So we'll see if the U.S. can find some more clear-cut scoring chances. On the other side of the ball, she was worried about France's ability to attack in transition. The speed of Tomis, one of the reasons why. The skill of Louisa Nassib, the wide left midfielder, certainly one of the other reasons. And so transition defense, one of the keys for the U.S. tonight. 7th minute, no score. Good ball there by Long to find Krieger getting forward. Plays it early, loose in the 6-yard box, and cleared by Georges for France, with Sydney Leroux lurking. Good ball from Krieger getting forward, still with the U.S. Georges into another tackle. She denied Lloyd there. And now Henry comes back to win it for France. Ali Long, who plays in a more attacking spot for Portland, a little bit deeper on the field here, but still had the vision to pick out Ali Krieger getting forward. There's Lloyd with a steal for the U.S. They've had the ball in the attacking half much of the night. Now Kristen Press. Again, Georges able to deal with it. Georges and Renard, 2 of the best central defenders you'll find outside of the American roster. Laura Georges played in the Women's World Cup in 2003 before she went to Boston College. She was still very young in that World Cup and set her up well to be part of that France team in 2011 that finished 4th. Here's O'Reilly after Long had won it, chipping it through for Lauren Holiday, and it's to the left of the Kansas City midfielder. Bouadi will restart. This is Julie Soyer, the right back, one of the few players not from Lyon. She plays for Juvisy in the Paris suburbs. Great crowd at Rentschler Field, really packed behind the goal to our right, the goal at which the Americans are taking aim in this half. Did see a few French flags here and there, but only a few. Jessica Ouara, the left back, clipped there by Lloyd. It'll be a free kick to France. Louisa Nassib to deliver this. And her '1 target will be #2 with a long ponytail in the middle of your picture. She's 6'1". Wendy Renard, the captain. Jill Ellis said Whitney Engen at 5'8" is going to have to mark her. Nassib playing it toward the penalty spot. It's headed on actually by Sydney Leroux and held by Ashlyn Harris. Leroux was helping out Engen, covering Renard there. They sandwiched her and were able to deal with the delivery. Renard can be a one-man wrecking crew on attacking set pieces. 2 goals in the Olympics, 2 goals in the European Championship last summer, and 5 in 7 World Cup qualifying games. And she's a center back. So that means almost all of those, if not all, are from set pieces. Here's Nassib coming back for the ball. She's born in Marseille to Algerian parents, so she gets, and she's a playmaker, so she gets constant Zinedine Zidane comparisons. It's not really fair to anybody to be compared to Zidane, but she's handled it well. Great touch by Lloyd there. Megan Klingenberg will bring it back to Harris. Her list of injuries is horrific. 1 ACL, she came back, immediately tore her other ACL. This one goes long and will run out. The other injuries include tear of the labrum in her hip, broken thumb, dislocated shoulder, and she had meniscus surgery in December. I mean, it's just frustrating even to think about it, let alone live it. But Ashlyn Harris has, and she gets start #3 for the United States tonight, competing with Nicole Barnhart, Alyssa Nair, Jill Lloyden for spots behind Hope Solo. Krieger won the first header, but Boussaglia the second for France. Here's Gaëtan Tinet looking for cover, and they couldn't connect. It rolls to Harris. "11 minutes in, no score from Rentschler Field. #1 United States and 4th ranked France. Both teams that expect to go into the World Cup next year with a semifinals at least goal. Here's Tomi, so dangerous in the first game. To the end line, plays it low, almost fell to Tinet. Lloyd was tracking her, and the U.S. able to clear. And Lloyd gets right back on the second ball off the head of Leroux. Goes long looking for O'Reilly. Foot race with Georges. And Laura Georges once again able to stay with Heather O'Reilly and clear that one. O'Reilly out of East Brunswick, New Jersey. You suspect she has some family that have made the drive up. Plays for the Boston Breakers. So she may have some fans that have come the other direction as well. Chance for Leroux, lets the shot go, and Bouadi to her left makes the save. But Sydney Leroux, dangerous anytime she's got the ball at her feet in the penalty area, and that no exception. Good switch by Renard to Tomis, as it turns out. Soyer overlapping. That one picked off by Ali Long. She's been good so far. She gets tripped up as her feet tangle with Gaëtan Tinet, and it's a foul against Tinet, who, as you can see, is not thrilled with, I believe, the pass into her that created that situation. Only the second start for Ali Long. Saturday was her first, and she just debuted for the U.S. May 8th against Canada. A big chance for her to play with this group and prove she deserves to stay there. Renard, big target, headed that one out, heads that one up. O'Reilly tries to go over her head, finally does so, nobody there, except for the French goalkeeper, Sarah Bouadi. It was a great position for the U.S. to send in a cross, but you really have to account for Renard. The U.S. doesn't have a field player in the game taller than 5'8", and Renard has 5 inches on her. Nassib and Lloyd collided there. And it's a high boot against Louisa Nassib. Megan Klingenberg will join the Houston Dash after this game. Has trained with the team, but hasn't been able to play in a game yet. Here's Whitney Engen, who has played one game for the Dash, and it was a shutout for a team that needed some defensive help. Getting the two of them back could make a big difference the second half of the year. Here's Klingenberg right on cue, into the left corner. Battles with Soyer and loses out. It'll be a goal kick, much to the dismay of this crowd. You can see the American shape here as its fans try to get into it. Holiday almost pushing up like a second forward in this case when defending. Sauerbrunn has to go back to Ashlyn Harris. And her touch gave it away to Tiné. Tiné, leading scorer in France last year, chips it into the box and Engen heads away. It's like a handball against Busaglia. And it is. Free kick to the U.S. Long tries to take it early, looking for Sydney LaRue. And Boadi read it well at the edge of her penalty area. Jill Ellis is okay if it looks like a defending, if the outside forwards, so to speak, drop as midfielders and Holiday pushes up high. So it's a bit of a hybrid formation-wise. Here's Renard, only 23. She'll turn 24. Named the French captain by Philippe Bergerou last fall, replacing the retired legend Sandrine Soubeyran, who retired with 198 caps, the most by a French player. I should say she's still active in the club game, retired from the international game. Big shoes to fill, but certainly they feel like she's done so far. Krieger sends in the cross. Renard headed the first one away, and Busaglia came back for the second, but the ball falls to the U.S. Klingenberg looking for Krieger again, who's had success on that right side. All the way back to Engen. Riley's first touch let her down. That allowed Ouattara to get in there. And now Louisa Nassib steps across the halfway line. She's the creator. Wide open look. And it was deflected, I believe, by Long, and that prevented the ball from getting through to Tomis. Nassib had an angle, and I happened to be directly behind her looking along that sight line to find Elodie Tomis, the right winger, running behind Klingenberg. And Ali Long deflected the pass, and that was a big play. 18th minute in East Hartford, Connecticut. Sun's still going down, and it might still cause a few problems for Boadi and the French goal off to the right, but most of the field, as you can see, now bathed in shadow. Unfortunately, our position is on the opposite side of the field from the supporters with the I believe that we will win chance off behind Ashlyn Harris as that cross runs through the area. And Tomis chases it down in the right corner in front of those supporters. Tomis into the penalty area, battling with Klingenberg, still going. Tomis with a cutback, and by that time Klingenberg had gotten to her feet and wins a free kick to the U.S. There's Here's Tomis. Didn't play soccer until age 13. She was a runner, and we've seen her speed already in a game, plus 20 minutes today. Here's the burst over a short distance, and Megan Klingenberg recovered with help from Carly Lloyd. Soyer wins the first header for France, and they see missed it. Here's Krieger. O'Reilly with some space off to the right. Has 3 in the box. The U.S. has numbers at the moment. Holiday with her back to goal, wanting to switch it for Carly Lloyd, and was dispossessed. France tries to respond. Great step by Sauerbrunn. Tiné, who had lost the ball, comes back to win it. And those shapes that we talked about being so firm and steady in the first game, a lot more fluid right now. Philippe Bergerou up off his bench in the French technical area, in part because of it. Long ball for Tomis. Sauerbrunn chases it down, goes back to Harris. Harris plays for the Washington Spirit. They were 4-0-1 until the national team call-ups of Harris and Ali Krieger. That's not for the year, but they were 4-0-1 in their last 5 before the national team call-ups, and they've gone 0-2 without the duo. Washington is home on Saturdays. They'll be happy to have him back. Here's a turnover. Amandine Henry in the box. Her shot wide of the far post. Giveaway by the U.S., and Henry, the Lyon midfielder, broke in and couldn't keep her shot on target. I think Ashlyn Harris had it covered even if she had. But this is the best chance for France so far. And again, France now upping its pressure a little bit, and Gaëtan Tiné is whistled for a foul, but you saw the trouble it gave the U.S. in creating Henry's chance. Amandine Henry, 24-year-old, born in Lille in northern France. Not a goal scorer, she's a defensive midfielder. She's 2 goals in her French career. But that was a golden look. Here's LaRue with her back to goal. An important role to fill with Abby Wambach still sidelined. Really changes the way the U.S. plays. That one off of LaRue falls to Carly Lloyd. Back heel into the box, offside flag is up. Bouhadi got there anyway, but what a fun entry pass from Carly Lloyd. Best player in the world, 25 yards and in. Jill Ellis says maybe, and passes like that, one of the reasons why. Sommer tried to get on the end of that one. We haven't called her name, feels like, in about 15 minutes. Only about a quarter of the stadium caught on to the "I believe that we will win" chant there. We'll see if they can get it going in surround sound. Really long, trapped a little, and drops it off to Sauerbrunn. Her pass, though, out of the reach of Klingenberg. 23 minutes in. Sydney Leroux with 1 scoring chance for the U.S., saved by Zara Bouhadi. Amandine Henry with the best chance for France. Fired a shot wide of Ashlyn Harris's left-hand post. U.S. 7-2-2 in 2014, and of course haven't lost since the Algarve Cup earlier in the year. Tie in Winnipeg And then the win over France. We do expect some more friendlies, but none announced yet. And then World Cup qualifying in October, and the details for that not available yet either. So we don't know the upcoming schedule for the U.S. national team, but it's going to be Focus NWSL starting tomorrow. Give away in the midfield. Lloyd pressured by Henry. Won it for France. Nassib, head up, finds Le Sommer. Le Sommer, great ball in for Ouara. Only Tiné in the box. And the cross is out of reach. Gaëtan Tiné, headed away by Sauerbrunn. That was the overlapping outside backs that France wants to see. Good interplay there between O'Reilly and Leroux. Heather O'Reilly wanted the handball, none forthcoming. Nassib to Le Sommer. Ouara again, same spot. This time Ali Krieger gets back there and with a slide tackle knocks it out. Krieger, 29-year-old out of Penn State. 48th cap since debuting for the U.S. in 2008. Heads away and Engen clears for the U.S. Renard gets it going for France though. Tomis, neat footwork, creates some space for herself, trying to chip it through. Chance for Nassib and she stumbles. Penalty kick. Louisa Nassib apparently taken down by Ashlyn Harris. And France has a chance to take the lead here in the first half. Here's a look at it. Nassib, touch on the ball. May have been a hand on a shoelace. And now Nassib herself will step up to the penalty kick against Ashlyn Harris. Louisa Nassib scores straight up the middle for France. And it's a 1-0 lead for Les Bleus here in the 27th minute. 30th career goal for Louisa Nassib. She earned the penalty kick and she converted it. And the U.S. goes behind. Nassib ran to the bench and everybody was just sitting there kind of stone-faced. She wanted a better reception. A lot of power on that one. Behind a diving Ashlyn Harris. So the U.S. trying to respond. Carly Lloyd was looking for Leroux. Renard dealt with it. And a rough tackle there. She won it from Holiday. And tries to send a long one for Tiné, but boy, she did enough just breaking up that chance. U.S. has come from behind this year. This one goes long, and Boadi beats Sydney Leroux to it. But they don't like to make a habit of it. They trail here on a Louisa Nassib penalty kick in the 27th minute. And again, France hadn't scored a goal in the first 200 minutes of this trip. Scoreless tie with Brazil in French Guiana back on the 11th. And a 1-0 loss to the U.S. on Saturday in Tampa. Klingenberg well out of Leroux's reach. Le Sommer bursts through two defenders. And the U.S. able to win it at the back. Here's Lloyd trying to hold off Busaglia, who didn't appreciate Carly Lloyd's arms being so high. Holiday, good up, back, and through, finds Klingenberg. Had two in the penalty area, but Tomis with that great speed, able to track back and save a corner kick, knock it out for a throw-in. Here's Kristen Press. Dispossessed by the Sommer, but Becky Sauerbrunn stands tall to win it back for the U.S. O'Reilly battering with Ouattara, has no idea where the ball is, and Bouadi with the field in front of her, able to collect. Ali Long did well with her header there to find Holiday. U.S. still going forward, but just not with a good sense of where the ball was going, and it turns over. Nassib to Henry, and now Soyer as France switches left to right. Here's Busaglia deep for France. It's Henry, gets it back. Actually, this is Henry, that was Le Sommer, I beg your pardon. Busaglia. Tomis posting up on Engin, and Nassib to Ouattara in the corner. Nassib really active today. We've seen some games where she kind of floats in and out of it, but I think that goal has encouraged her even more. Long picked that one off for the U.S., and they'll try to counter. Holiday coming back for the ball here. There's Krieger. Passing lane to O'Reilly was well covered. She comes backward to open it up. And Henry broke that play up. Really good defensive movement there. U.S. trails. They're unbeaten at home in almost 10 years. Playing France, the number 4 team in the world, you knew they were going to get serious challenges this week. Won the first one 1-0 on Saturday. How will they respond to a 1-0 deficit tonight? I'll tell you right now, France seems to have taken a lot of confidence from that goal. Busaglia looking for the run of Le Sommer. She overhit it. And it runs out for an Ashlyn Harris goal kick. Here's Long. You can see the other midfielders ahead of her. It's great to see the whole field from this angle. I know it's higher and perhaps a bit farther away than usual, but it lets you see the spread of the players really well. LaRue, oh, Renard with a cutback to avoid her. Renard is 6'1". We can tell you about how much of a threat she is in the air. She's really good with her feet. And you saw a bit of it there against Sydney LaRue. Ouattara, the left back. Sommer to Busaglia. Overhit that one, looking for her midfield partner Henry. Here's Long from Long Island. 2 years at Penn State, 2 years at North Carolina, and played for a number of different clubs, including time at PSG. So Paris Saint-Germain in France. So she knows plenty of these players from playing either against or with them in French league play. Tobin Heath on the U.S. bench, just come back from PSG. That long ball targeted Leroux, and Sarah Bouhaddi made sure she was inside the penalty area before she touched that one with her hands. 35th minute, the U.S. trailing France 1-0 on a Louisa Nassib penalty kick. Not the first time they have trailed France in recent years, of course. 2012 Olympics, it was a 2-goal deficit in the first half that the U.S. was able to overcome in one of several memorable games in that tournament. Great tackle by Lloyd to win that one, and Klingenberg moved the ball quickly for the U.S. 2-on-1 if they hurry. O'Reilly's onside. Holiday gonna shoot it, and no problem for Bouhaddi. I don't know if Lauren Holiday saw Heather O'Reilly. Certainly the angle was a tough one, but that was a chance for the U.S. Second save of the game for Bouhaddi in my book. Saglia to the corner. Le Sommer is onside. Krieger defending her. Eugénie Le Sommer pressured by Lloyd, and you can see the defensive work rate that Carly Lloyd provides. Couldn't hold on to that one though. France with it. Not the first half performance Jill Ellis was looking for, whether the penalty kick was deserved or not. Since the penalty kick, the U.S. has been a bit on its heels. It's a warning for Tomis from Quetzali Alvarado, our referee. Ouara used a little bump there to get Riley out of position and win the header. Nassib pulling the strings in the midfield for France, and now it goes backward to Renard. World Cup qualifying for France, they've scored 45 goals. Nassib has assisted on 15 of them. She's the leader in assists in European qualifying, as you would imagine, by, I believe, 4. But she's assisted on, again, 1/3 of their goals in qualifying. Now that includes routes of Bulgaria where they hit double digits, but still the influence she has on the French attack remains significant. Soyer, only her 8th cap. Throws this one to Tomis, who's gotten a step and tries to hit an early ball. And it drifts out of bounds for a goal kick. Becky Sauerbrunn at the back for the U.S. 60 caps, 61 tonight. Most experienced member of the back line today. Christy Rampone available off the bench. Tomis, chance to run for France. And Ali Long got a foot in there. Couldn't win the ball cleanly though. Here's Nassib. Waits for the overlap. Ouara. Her cross, and Ashlyn Harris dives in with good hands. Holds on to it at the edge of the 6-yard box. Megan Klingenberg a little slow to get up, but she's back on her feet as the U.S. goes forward with O'Reilly and now Krieger. U.S. with it at the back with Sauerbrunn. Now France dropping a little bit deeper. Klingenberg's pass is few whistles from this crowd as that call didn't go, or the lack of a call did not go the U.S.'s way. 40th minute. And while the U.S. started creating pressure early in the game, France got the breakthrough. Whether you agree it was a penalty kick or not is not the point anymore. France has the lead at 1-0. Long brings that one down. Head to Holiday with her back to goal. Renard's dispossessed her. French team is one of the favorites for the European Championship last year, and they didn't lose a game in the tournament, but they tied Denmark 1-1 in the quarterfinals and were knocked out on penalty kicks. Press being hounded by Soyer, gets away from trouble, switches for Krieger, and it's just out of her reach. Into the U.S. technical area, it'll be a French throw-in. Here's Alex Morgan, one of a couple players warming up on the U.S. sideline. 6 subs allowed for both teams. The U.S. only dressed 7 subs. France has 14 to choose from. They brought some of their younger players with less than 10 caps. Some even haven't been capped yet. And Philippe Bergerou used several against Brazil, and they still managed to tie the 6th-ranked team in the world. But I don't think we're going to see any of the real young guns tonight. It's the end of the French season. They won't be in action again until August. And so on that side, you know, getting any kind of result, whether it be a win or a tie, would be a huge emotional lift going into the off-season for them. Tomis trying to run against Klingenberg. Has a step. Here's Nassib in the box. Shot was blocked, and they call Tomis for being offside when the shot was taken. There's Nassib. She's technically a wide left winger, but got into the middle of the field there. Just a couple of minutes until halftime at Rentschler Field in East Hartford, Connecticut. Packed lower bowl here with a chance to cheer there. One of the rare occasions they've had in this half. As the U.S. wins a free kick. Lloyd wearing the captain's armband today. They take it quickly. Here's Kristen Press, left side of the area, plays it across. Nobody could get on the end of it. O'Reilly tracks it down in the corner. Still numbers in the box for the U.S. Here's Long, and Nassib just slipped in there to get position on Ali Long and clear it for France. I don't think Long knew Nassib was lurking behind her. France had about a 5 or 10 minute stretch where they seemed comfortable and in control of the ball. And the U.S. has responded with a little pressure of its own to close out the half. But no golden scoring chances yet. Sydney Leroux, Lauren Holiday have forced saves from Sarah Bouhaddi. But it's still a 1-0 lead for Les Bleus. Les Bleus, the masculine version, will be back in World Cup action tomorrow against Switzerland. And of course, the U.S. Sunday night, 6 o'clock on ESPN, will take on Portugal in their second game of the World Cup. I know we'll all be watching that, posting videos of it to YouTube if anything good happens, as you should. Henry for France, trying to find Nassib, who would come inside again. It was broken up. And LaRue feeds Carly Lloyd. Looking for O'Reilly. She's been good against Guara tonight. Klingenberg floats it to the top of the area, looking for LaRue. Laura Georges got there first to win it for France. Space for Tomise here as Klingenberg came inside, but no time for her to do anything with it, as we have reached halftime at Rentschler Field in East Hartford, Connecticut. And the scoreline is not what we expected. France in the lead, 1-0 on the penalty kick goal by Louisa Nassib. Converted it in the 27th minute after Nassib had earned it herself. And although the U.S. with a slight edge in shots, it's Nassib and France with the lead on the scoreboard at the half. We'll take a quick break here on USsoccer.com. We'll come back in a few minutes with first half highlights and get you all the action in the second half as the U.S. tries to come from behind and extend that record home unbeaten streak. France won, the U.S. nothing at the half. We'll be right back after this. Back here at Rentschler Field, East Hartford, Connecticut, halftime between the U.S. and fourth-ranked France. France with a 1-0 lead at halftime. And we'll take a look at some of our highlights from the first half. And the game kicked into life for France in the 26th minute. Tomis, the through ball, and Nassib taken down. Was she going to get to that ball? Was it going to stay in? Ashlyn Harris doesn't think so, but it's a penalty kick, and Louisa Nassib, no problem, smashes it up the middle. One of the best players in French history, giving them the lead on the road here in Connecticut. The U.S. had its chances in the first half, some before that goal, some after it. This was early, really good ball movement by the U.S. Found Ali Krieger down the right. Dangerous ball into the penalty area. Sarah Bouhaddi came for it. Kristen Press got a touch, but Laura Georges got back to make the clearance for France. And then Press starting this chance, playing the ball through to Lauren Holiday. Went for a left-footed shot, and Bouhaddi able to deal with it for France. And then Press, dangerous again down that left-hand side, played a ball through the box that nobody could connect with. And that's where we are at halftime. France 1 and the U.S. nothing. You know that's not going to sit well with this group, and two changes at halftime. Christy Rampone, the veteran, going to come on for cap number 294. And Alex Morgan will come in as well. Her second appearance of 2014 with the U.S. Again, had been sidelined with a stress reaction in her ankle. And so Rampone is on for Whitney Engen at the half. And will stay in that center back position. And Alex Morgan comes on in place of Heather O'Reilly. So Press will move over to the right and LaRue to the left for now, with Alex Morgan up front for the U.S. Although you do know that that group of forwards can interchange as they see fit. So France 1, the U.S. nothing. And we're underway in the second half with the U.S. trying to avoid losing at home for the first time since the fall of 2004. It was November 6, 2004 in Philadelphia, the last time the U.S. lost at home. They are 73-0-10 since then. So that is a big deal. France with a 1-0 lead on the road, again for a team that has become one of the elites in the world, but has never beaten the U.S. at the senior level. Becky Sauerbrunn with a clearance there for the U.S. So again, the U.S. trails 1-0. The U.S. lineup has Ashlyn Harris in goal, Ali Krieger at right back, Christy Rampone in as a halftime sub, and Becky Sauerbrunn the center backs, and Megan Klingenberg the left back. The central midfield has Allie Long and Carly Lloyd sitting behind Lauren Holiday, depending on how you want to look at it. And the attacking players listed as forwards, Kristen Press on the right, Alex Morgan in the middle, and Sydney LaRue on the left. France is unchanged. Sarah Bouhaddi in goal, Julie Soyer, Laura Georges, Wendy Renard, and Jessica Ouara at the back. Amandine Henry and Elise Busaglia, the holding midfielders. Elodie Tomis wide on the right, Louisa Nassib wide on the left, and Gaëtan Tinet and Eugénie Le Sommer up front for France. Here's Henry in the middle of the field to Tinet. Played that one through for Le Sommer. She's well offside. And it'll be a free kick to the United States. So what can they do in this second half? Again, coming into the game, Jill Ellis wanted to see a little more vertical play from her team, feeling that their spacing was good on Saturday. I wanted to see them take advantage of opportunities to create scoring opportunities. I know I used the word opportunity there a lot. It's okay. And we saw some of that in the first half, as you saw in the highlights. Forced 2 saves out of Bouhaddi. But down 1-0, going to have to maybe commit to it a little bit more. Renard with the intercept there. And that one is out off the chest of Soyer. It'll be a throw into the U.S. in front of the United States technical area. That is not how you draw up a throw in, as it turns right back over to France. Good movement even before touching the ball by Ali Long there, but eventually the switch is picked off by Louisa Nassib. Here's Ouara, the left back. We saw her overlap dangerously a couple of times in the first half. And Ashlyn Harris comes out, calls off Becky Sauerbrunn, 30 yards from her own goal. 1-0 France, early second half. A Louisa Nassib penalty kick, which I have a feeling is going to leave Ashlyn Harris really frustrated after the game. Currently the difference in this contest, as Alex Morgan with a good first touch earned a throw in there for the U.S. They find her again. Press going to switch it with the left foot to Klingenberg. This is really good from the U.S. Lloyd getting forward, and it's broken up by Laura Georges. And it's out for a throw, and the U.S. is frustrated because of the contact on Lloyd. Georges certainly got the ball first. And Lloyd's still down. But she's going to get to her feet. At least our referee believes she will. Here's a look at the play. And it's the trailing leg that's going to upset the U.S. bench, and understandably so. The front leg definitely got the ball, but the trailing leg caught the heels of Carly Lloyd. Morgan, we've already seen several impeccable first touches, taking the ball down out of the air. A very good sign for a player who just came back, played one game with the Portland Thorns before this camp. Was a substitute in the first game on Saturday, substitute again today, as Henry and Holiday go shoulder to shoulder and then some. And the foul's called against Lauren Holiday. Holiday stepping high alongside Morgan to apply some pressure. Nassib couldn't control that one, and the ball turns over to the U.S. That's press. To Morgan, she got it ahead to Holiday. Pirouette at the top of the area, lays it off. Still the U.S., and finally Laura Georges broke it up for France. Already in these first 6 minutes of the second half, you can see a new intensity for the U.S. Sauerbrunn looking for Morgan, tried to find Holiday. Ali Long wins it for the U.S. Big play, feeds Krieger. Her cross is deflected out for a U.S. corner. There's press. We've seen her be active both on a lot of those first half highlights and with the switch that started the play a couple of minutes ago. Second corner kick for Lauren Holiday. And whistle comes in as she was set to deliver for some pushing inside the 6-yard box involving Press and Ouara, and perhaps the goalkeeper Boadi as well. Holiday's corner, driven, headed through the box and cleared away by Amandine Henry for France. Good play there. Klingenberg tries to play it back in, and Boadi will collect off her thigh. And she's going to kill clock, and the U.S. is thinking, hey, there's 40 minutes left in the game. France is saying, hey, we're up 1-0. I'm going to take my time. Here's Renard. That pass picked off by Ali Long. Can the U.S. catch France here? Morgan's touch inside. Renard was able to recover. Sauerbrunn won it back for the U.S. Really on the front foot right now. Krieger's pass picked off. And France will try and respond with some possession of its own. 53rd minute, France took the lead on a first half penalty kick. The U.S. has responded early in the second half by bringing on Rampone and Morgan and pushing higher up the field in the process. Neat touch by Leroux. Lloyd put it in a dangerous spot, but France able to win it. Laura Georges again got the better of Carly Lloyd there, who's slow to get to her feet. Might have met in a Rutgers-Boston College game back in 2004. Trying to remember which conferences everybody was in at the time, but at this point it's becoming impossible, but it's possible. It's a throw into Klingenberg despite the protests of the French bench. Philippe Bergerou was a goalkeeper coach on the World Cup champions of 1998 for France. This is his first job coaching women's soccer. And again, his first loss was to the U.S. on Saturday. He's off to a good start. Nassib, Busaglia, back to Louisa Nassib. She stayed on side. Sauerbrunn broke up the back heel from Le Sommer. And the U.S. try to counter with Kristen Press. Renard stepped in on Morgan. That's going to be a fascinating battle of size against speed. Neat work by Ouattara to win that one for France. I think they may have gotten 40% of the stadium into that cheer. There's clear progression from the first half. And we're going to try it again right away. Allie Long worked the 1-2 there. Ahead from Morgan, she's on side. Morgan going to shoot! In off the post! Alex Morgan, her first goal for the U.S. in more than a year. In off the post from 25 yards. What a hit! This is class. From outside the area. Gets it past Bouadi and gets the bounce. She hadn't scored for the U.S. since June 2nd. Of last year when she scored twice in Toronto. And you can see how happy she is to be back and have a goal to her credit. Allie Long credited with an assist. She won the ball and got it ahead quickly. And the U.S. so aggressive coming out of the halftime interval, not only with the changes, but with the movement all over the field. Gets the goal. Now to see if they can continue that for the rest of the game. 1-1 the score. Alex Morgan does not intend to see the U.S.'s home unbeaten streak end on her watch. There's Krieger. Great touch by Morgan. Renard intercepted Krieger's through ball. And Morgan's showing the kind of first touch we haven't always seen from her when she's healthy. And this is third game back. Boadi with the clearance, looking for Le Sommer. Rampone settles it and restarts for the U.S. Krieger to press. Holiday making a run and creates space for press inside. Floats it to LaRue. Neat header down. Carly Lloyd over the top. That's U.S. soccer. Everything but the finish right there. Great touch by LaRue with a player in front of her to head that one down into space for Lloyd. There were at least 6 players involved with that, either by touching the ball or in the case of Holiday with her movement to create space. And the U.S. coaching staff up with shouts of encouragement right now. They're in control at the moment. It's a 1-1 game, but if anyone's going to score right now, it's going to be the U.S. Can they take advantage of it? Tobin Heath getting set to come on. She's still got her training bib on. And she'll come in for Allie Long, who again was credited with the assist on the goal. Heath out of Ridge High School in New Jersey, just finished playing with Paris Saint-Germain in France. So she's a club teammate, or was, of Laura Georges and Jessica Ouara on the French back line. And right away, teammate Georges clears it for France. 1-1, 60th minute. Boy, did the U.S. respond well to being down at the half. Absolutely dominant first 15 minutes, and they got the goal, deservedly so, with a serious hit from 25 yards on Alex Morgan's left foot. International goal number 45 for her. That ties her for 10th in U.S. history with Julie Foudy. 45th international goal for Alex Morgan, and this just her 72nd game. That'll do. There's Heath to press. Morgan calling for it. Press tries to find her. It's just out of reach. And Bouhadi claims for France. Holiday's pass just out of the reach of Lloyd. France gets a chance to go forward with Tiné. She's done more defending than attacking in this second half, even though she's one of the 2 forwards. Good run by Nassib. Rampone with her in the corner. Krieger there as well. Now Ouara. And look at Kristen Press coming back to defend for the U.S. Able to win it and move it into midfield. Long ball looking for Morgan, and Bernard able to deal with it. Great energy in the stands tonight, and it's been livened by Morgan's goal. That touch forced Lloyd backward, but she did well to get it away to Krieger. Krieger with 3 in the middle, plays it across, and it's out of everybody's range and falls to Bouhadi. There's Soyer, the right back. Holiday pressures and wins it for the U.S. That ball really died, but Le Sommer, who had given it away, came back to intercept Holiday's back heel. One chip to midfield. Sommer won it over Klingenberg, now picks up the second ball. Good turn by Tiné. Le Sommer, 30 yards from goal, gonna hit it with her left. Not on target from Eugénie Le Sommer, who had 15 goals last year to tie for 4th in France's top division. Tiné, her partner today, had 25. French Player of the Year for the 2nd time in 3 seasons. Tiné has been quiet in front of goal today. Nassib's penalty kick, the only shot on goal for France all day. Nassib with a good header of a knuckling ball out of the back. This is Le Sommer. Has Tomis outside of her, but Lauren Holiday doing well to come back and win it. And now Sydney Leroux draws the foul and will get the U.S. out of trouble. See, the energy has dropped just slightly from the U.S. It was really going to be impossible to keep that up for the entire half. They're still well in control of the ball and the momentum at the moment. 1-1 game. Can the U.S. add to it and sweep this series? Boadi with her left foot. Lloyd won it. Was looking for Leroux. And Laura Georges able to intercept for France. It's an interesting look here in that Holiday has dropped back alongside Lloyd as the 2 bottom points of the midfield triangle, and Heath is at the attacking point of it, as best as I can tell. Holiday under pressure here from her opposite, number 12, Tomis, gets it away to Heath. Looking for Morgan. Boadi off her line, clears it. There's a special pass by Heath, but Boadi alert to it. Pass intended for Nassib, picked off by Klingenberg. She wants to run. Heath couldn't find a way to turn and switch that. Had to keep it on the left side and couldn't keep her pass in bounds. 1-1 in East Hartford, Connecticut. Louisa Nassib, a first half penalty kick for France, but the U.S., as has become their custom against the French, coming from behind with a really strong start to the second half and a heck of a goal worthy of the World Cup that's going on right now from this woman, Alex Morgan, and it's knocked out for a corner kick. After Holiday took the corners in the first half, Heath takes this one short to Lauren Holiday. Everybody stayed on side there. What a move by Holiday. Plays it across. It's loose, and Boadi able to come away with it. A little bit of skill from Lauren Holiday, more than a little bit. And Heath, running hard, wins the ball back. Leroux had it deflected away. Now the U.S. looks dangerous. At the moment, though, they're exposed a bit to the counterattack. What can France do? Nassib to Tiné. She's pulled out wide. Tomis running in front of her. In the corner. Doesn't have a lot of help, though. Looking for Le Sommer. Closed down. Gets the shot away just wide. Eugénie Le Sommer had a look there. Hard to know if Ashlyn Harris would have had it covered if it was on target. But we are still tied 1-1. Here's a look at the corner. And watch the exchange. Heath with the back heel. Look at this spin. Yes, sir. Any day of the week, you're going to beat somebody with that move. Heath tried to escape two defenders, couldn't do it. Henri feeds Nassib. Neat pass, that's Le Sommer. Back to Henri, shot into the bottom corner of the net. This time France is pumped up and they retake the lead 2-1 out of nothing. Earlier, Amandine Henri broke into the box, but she was on her left foot and dragged her shot wide. This time she got a chance on her right, and she hammered it into the bottom corner. Krieger cleared, but right to Henri. And it's international goal number 3 for Amandine Henri. And the U.S. is going to have to come from behind again. All that momentum they had with the goal, with the scoring chances, with Lauren Holliday's spin move, deflated just like that. They've still had much the better of play tonight. You feel confident they're going to keep creating chances as Klingenberg gets forward. 70th minute though, and the U.S. trailing at home, not a familiar spot. Here's Leroux. Top of the area, great touch by Press, lets it go, hit the post. Morgan follow-up is blocked. Kristen Press hit the post from outside the area. Great first touch, set herself up for that. This time Heath puts the corner into the box, nobody running at the near post, and Bouadi able to claim for France. All the goals have been well taken, and several of the near misses have been well taken too. That was a good hit by Kristen Press. Henri steps forward and wins it for France. To Nassib. Doesn't have anybody in the box right now. She has Tomise outside of her, and that's it. And Holliday doing the defensive work, able to win it for the U.S. That chip, though, not really in the direction of anybody other than Tobin Heath. France 2 and the U.S. 1. Once the U.S. tied it, you didn't see that coming. Le Sommer fired what was essentially a warning shot just before that chance, and ball fell right to Henri in a good spot to hit it. Ouattara cut that out for France with Press lurking, and Kristen Press knocks it out for a French throw-in. Marina Makanza getting set to come on for France. Heath taken down. It'll be a free kick to the U.S. in a dangerous spot, and you can see the eagerness with which the American players go forward for that one. France will make the sub first. It'll be Tomise coming out, and the lanky Marina Makanza comes on in the 72nd minute. 22-year-old player at Montpellier, and a member of France's European Under-19 championship team from 4 years ago. Heath will deliver the free kick as well here in the 73rd minute. U.S. down 2-1. Gaëtan Tinet got to it for France. Now Le Sommer will clear upfield, and Nassib reads it perfectly. With a step on Rampone, Ali Krieger comes back to win it for the U.S. Really good understanding there for France of where that ball should go and the timing of Nassib's run, but just didn't have the numbers to turn that into a chance. Tiné running against the U.S. backline. U.S. wanted a goal kick, and it is going to be a corner off of Sauerbrunn. It'll be the first French corner. Nassib's going to take her time as Ashlyn Harris sets the U.S. defense. Yeah, that ball's not in the corner. The referee is over there close enough that she can tell. Nassib delivered the corner before the referee's whistle, and so we'll do it again. Nassib will walk, of course, to get the new soccer balls. Our referee discusses things with Carly Lloyd and Gaëtan Tiné. Meanwhile, while all of that was going on, Nassib did not have time to pick up the ball and get back to the corner. She's just now getting back. 75th minute. France looking for its first win over the U.S. at the senior level. Nassib looking for Le Sommer, punched out by Harris bravely at the near post. Collided with Le Sommer, they're both okay. And the U.S. clears to midfield. Le Sommer had gotten some space there, running at the near post, and Harris reacted well. Lloyd and Tiné battling again. Carly Lloyd got the better of that one. 15 minutes for the U.S. to find at least one goal and avoid losing at home to the number 4 team in the world. This is why the U.S. wanted to play these games, to get tested. And France, having just completed its domestic season, is in the mood. Nassib. Le Sommer, much more active in the second half. Great touch to Tiné. Ouattara comes forward, and it's a pretty easy save in the end for Ashlyn Harris. Look for Morgan with the long ball. She's still pressuring, and Bouhaddi took out Wendy Renard, and they both go down in a heap. That looked like head-on-shin contact. And right now it looks like Renard took the worst of it, although they're both slow to get up. I think Renard felt like she was pushed. And here's a look at it with Morgan running behind her. There's a forearm there. Thankfully, everybody's okay. Bouhaddi has decided it's a good time to kill more clock. Amy Rodriguez and Kelly O'Hara getting set to come in for the U.S. It'll be subs number 4 and 5. Each team allowed 6. Great footwork by Nassib. Tiné playing it through for Makanza. Makanza at the end line plays it across. Ashlyn Harris, safe hands. U.S. trying to switch the field quickly here. It's Krieger. Long looking for Morgan. Second ball falls to Kristen Press. Here's Rampone. She played against France for caps number 4 and 5 in her career back in 1997. Now she plays them up at 293. Press trying to return the pass to Heath. Sliding. She couldn't keep it in, and the referee's assistant signals corner kick. She was able to knock it out off of Renard. Megan Klingenberg, one of the players withdrawn here to be replaced by Kelly O'Hara. And we're waiting to see for whom Amy Rodriguez is coming in. And it's Sydney LaRue. She'll hustle off both changes in the 79th minute. Here's a look back at that chance, and good call. Tobin Heath, great play to keep that one in and knock it out off of Renard. 11 minutes plus for the U.S. to find one. It's corner kick number 5. Driven in and easily dealt with by Renard. This is Krieger driving the switch in the direction of Kelly O'Hara. It's headed down by McConsa. O'Hara has been playing in an attacking position for Sky Blue FC. She's played as an outside defender for the U.S. in the past, and that's where she is here, but it's in part because she can get forward. She's on the right, Krieger on the left. Amy Rodriguez in the game at one of those attacking positions. Kristen Press now on the near left-hand side. Soyer, the right back, is the player down for France. With 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining here, and the U.S. trailing 2-1. France took the lead on a Louisa Nassib penalty kick in the first half. U.S. came out guns blazing in the second half, tied the game on a terrific goal from Alex Morgan in the 56th minute. Looked like they were in control, but France came back, and Amandine Henry, the go-ahead goal in the 68th minute. That's the difference in the game right now. 2-1. France in the lead. That'll be a free kick to the U.S. here. Holiday will restart. All the big targets up for the U.S. Dealt with by the French, and Nassib collects the second ball. Neat moves by Rodriguez. Left-footed cross. Boadi claims with Alex Morgan lurking. Tine chases into the corner, and now the offside flag goes up. U.S. would have preferred to see it a little earlier. Rampone starts this one to press. That pass given away. It's Henry for France. No, not that Henry. That one's played through, and I think Makansa was offside. The linesman had dropped her flag. Was not in a position to see, unfortunately, for the U.S. They came up with the ball. Krieger dealt with that one. Or Georges for France will just play it safe and out for a U.S. throw-in. Camille Abili, former player in WPS, will come in for France. Replacing Le Sommer. 83-game home unbeaten streak for the United States on the line here. 73 wins and 10 ties, going back to their last loss at home in November 2004. Rampone floats it forward for Heath. Got a good head to it. Morgan fires wide. It was never a great angle for her. Obviously the fans on the far side of the field couldn't tell that it was the side netting from the outside of the goal. A great flick by Heath. And Morgan did everything she could with that one. Better than 14,000 here tonight. They're hoping to see some late dramatics from the U.S. to keep their streak alive and win the series from France. Throw in for Morgan in the box. Morgan cuts into the middle. Alex Morgan does it again! 2-2. Welcome back, Alex Morgan. Been more than a year since she had scored for the U.S. She's got both goals. This one on the right foot. Bouadi got a foot to it but couldn't keep it out. And it's a 2-2 game. What a big goal for the U.S. and what a big night for Alex Morgan. Still, France at the other end with Camille Abili battling with Krieger. And Ali Krieger won it for the U.S. Tobin Heath credited with the assist on the play for taking the throw in so quickly. And a well-deserved assist as well. And the U.S. trying to keep the pressure on here. Talk about late drama. This team has always had it, but they have another one in them tonight. Krieger called for a foul there. It'll be a free kick. 86th minute. The U.S. has twice trailed in this game. Their 83-game home unbeaten streak in jeopardy. Twice they've responded. And while it was team play each time that led to the goal, both times, it was Alex Morgan who had the last bit of quality to tie the game. Sauerbrunn bodies off Tiné there and gets it away to Amy Rodriguez. She's been sharp since coming on, one of the NWSL's leading scorers from FC Kansas City. Good touch there, trying to connect with Lauren Holiday. And it just skipped on her a little bit. There's club teammates there. Carly Lloyd wins that one. Hard tackle. Busaglia won it. And the U.S. will restart at the back. Now we're cooking. 4 minutes and change to go in East Hartford. 2-2 game. Busaglia again on the turnover for France. Feeds Nassib in the center circle. As Makansa wide on the left, no help on the right. Turns, has a great run running through. Chance for France, big save, Ashlyn Harris. And she took a boot as well, but that's the play of the day for the U.S. defensively. And you just hope it's not another injury for Ashlyn Harris. As she dove at the feet of Tiné. And again, that's her biggest play here. Look at Nassib's pass. Great run by Tiné, the leading scorer in France last year. And Ashlyn Harris, very brave, made a big save, and took a hard knock as well. What a play. Ashlyn Harris, that one goes in the scrapbook, and she may have a bruise to remember it by as well. France going to make a substitution, and Tiné is going to come out immediately following that collision. Replace a 25-goal scorer with a 24-goal scorer. It's Marie-Laure Delis from Paris Saint-Germain who comes in up front for Tiné. So we're going to have some stoppage time. 2 minutes in regulation plus stoppage time here. 2-2 the score. Great turn by Rodriguez. Still turning against Soyer, plays it in. Makansa away with her knee, still a chance for the US. Kelly O'Hara kind of stomped at the ball, and France tries to respond with Makansa. O'Hara checking back to slow things down. Still some danger here though. Shot from distance, that won't trouble Ashlyn Harris. '90th minute, we'll see how much stoppage time in a 2-2 game. Four minutes of stoppage time, the word from the sideline. US 2, France 2. Both American goals from Alex Morgan, her first goals for the US in more than a year. Renard slides into that tackle, and France will go the other way despite a deflection. Here's Abili looking for Delis. Rampone gets there, knocks it up toward the stands, didn't quite make it. First minute of 4 minutes of stoppage time. The US has twice come from behind in this game. Both teams still happy to look for a winner. Great step for the US. This is Heath with Nassib on her. Gets a body and goes down to win the free kick. Nassib a little petulant there, but won't get a yellow card. It was Lloyd who won the ball up to start that play, so credit to her. Still running strong here. 92nd minute out of 94. Krieger's going to play this free kick in, which will let Holiday take up an attacking position. Maybe we'll get some extra stoppage time since they're arguing over the placement of this. Krieger's delivery. Boadi comes out and has it for France. The French coach Bergerou holding up his hands to say hold it, and Boadi gives it away, kicking it out of bounds. Rodriguez and Abili battle, and Abili won it for France. Nassib trying to turn. So good in tight spaces, and the US wins a free kick though. Here's Krieger. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. We were told there'd be at least 4. Maybe Rodriguez to Tobin Heath. right at Bouhaddi. That was the winner on the toe of Tobin Heath, who plays her club soccer in France over the last year. And she put it right at Bouhaddi. Heath, of course, back to the Portland Thorns after this game, but had just finished the season with PSG, coming up short against Lyon and couldn't beat Bouhaddi there. Throw-in goes the United States way. Near side linesman was not all that sure of herself on it. Fourth minute of 4 minutes of stoppage time in a 2-2 game. They've gotten their money's worth today, both in terms of entertainment value and in terms of the quality of the goals. Morgan's goal alone, I think, was worth, the first goal was worth the price of admission. Carly Lloyd going forward with that left foot, looking for Rodriguez. Couldn't get a clean touch to it, and it runs to Bouhaddi. And this time she will hold the ball at her coach's instruction. That was a great ball from Lloyd, and Rodriguez just couldn't bring it down. Krieger hustling and was not able to keep that one in. It curled out of bounds. It'll be a throw into France as we near the 4-minute mark. That's going to do it. Back and forth throughout the game, and the U.S. twice comes from behind to extend its home unbeaten streak and tie France 2-2. For the French, it's only the second time they've ever gotten a result from the U.S. United States now 14-0-2 all time against France. The only other tie came back in 2006. The U.S. 1-0-1 in the series, of course, having won on Saturday, and I think more importantly, the positives that Jill Ellis will take from this one are the response to going behind, not once but twice. Both times the U.S. came back, and certainly the sight of Alex Morgan celebrating in a U.S. jersey is something every American fan was excited to see. They got it not once but twice tonight, as Morgan with a spectacular goal, left-footed from outside the area, in off the inside of the left post in the 56th minute, and then tied the game in the 85th after Tobin Heath alertly took a quick throw-in to find Morgan running into the box. Here's a look back at the highlights. In the first half, Louisa Nassib taken down by Ashlyn Harris. The U.S. felt it was a soft penalty kick. France didn't care, and Nassib confidently taking advantage of it with the penalty kick in the 27th minute. And the U.S. responding in the second half. Alex Morgan, look at that from outside the area. And what a moment for her. Off the field for so long with that ankle injury, able to celebrate with the U.S. fans. Here's a look at the play leading up to it. Allie Long feeding it to Morgan. What a shot. And then a little bit of skill here from Lauren Holiday. The U.S. was really feeling confident and was pressing, trying for a second goal. And Bouhaddi came away with that one. Led to a Le Sommer chance at the other end. And then a couple of minutes later, a chance for Amandine Henry, this time on her right foot. She had missed one with her left, might have taken a deflection there. Can't completely tell from that angle. Maybe we'll be able to see it from this angle. As Henry lets it go with her right foot. Yeah, I think it took a deflection, so not much Ashlyn Harris could do if that's right. And that gave France a 2-1 lead in the 68th minute. And Harris tested again here. Her third career start, and she dove at the near post to punch that one away. A big play in keeping it 2-1. And here's the quick throw in by Tobin Heath. Great look from our cameras. And Alex Morgan, this time cut to her right against Wendy Renard, one of the best center backs in the world. Got a step and got the shot to go. In off the foot of Bouhaddi. Second goal of the game for Morgan, passing Julie Foudy for the U.S. now all alone in 10th place in U.S. history. And that was 5 minutes to go, the 85th minute to tie the game for the U.S. 2-2. And Alex Morgan, certainly the story of the night. Her second game back with the U.S. national team. And Morgan honored right now with player of the game honors after scoring twice, as you would expect. And the final between the U.S. and France is 2-2. And you can hear the applause here again. Better than 14,695 at Rentschler Field in East Hartford. The U.S. goes behind twice in the game, comes back each time with Alex Morgan getting the 2 goals. And Ashlyn Harris, only her 3rd start in goal. Not much she could do on the penalty. You saw the second goal took a deflection. She made a huge save in the 88th minute coming off her line. So some positives to take away all over the field for the U.S. as this one finishes tied 2-2. From here, the U.S. schedule is to be determined. The players will go back to their NWSL teams. 2 games Saturday, Portland Thorns at the Washington Spirit, the Chicago Red Stars at FC Kansas City, and 2 games Sunday, the Boston Breakers at Sky Blue FC, the Seattle Reign at the Western New York Flash. So those are the games this weekend. That season runs through late August, and the U.S.'s next competitive action will be in October for World Cup qualifying, which will be hosted in the U.S. Dates and locations still to be announced. We do expect there to be a friendly or 2 scheduled somewhere in there. Obviously, USsoccer.com will be your go-to place for that. And tonight, the U.S. finishes this series with France. It's not the win they wanted to get, but they come from behind twice. And again, probably the most important takeaway of the night, Alex Morgan's back. And 2 excellent goals. And the build-up on both goals was very good, whether it was a Heath throw or the teamwork and Ali Long, the assist on the other. So the U.S. 2 and France 2. That's going to do it for our show tonight. On behalf of our entire production team, everybody at U.S. Soccer, I'm Jonathan Yardley. Thanks for joining us tonight. The final score from Rentschler Field, East Hartford, Connecticut. The U.S. number 1 in the world, 2. France number 4 in the world, 2. The U.S. wins the series with a win and a tie against France. And Alex Morgan is back. 2-2, our final score. Good night from Connecticut.